What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve. And how many of you guys out there, want to start investing and flipping sports cards, but you find out that the market is just so ludicrous and the prices are already through the roof, and it's really hard to get into, especially when you're on a budget. Well, today I'm going to talk about how you can get into flipping and investing in cards on a budget and how you can profit from it. Also, guys, don't forget, we're in the middle of the 500 subscriber challenge I threw down to you guys. If we can hit 500 subscribers, if we can hit that by July 4th, yes, I'm going to be giving away this box of Panini Revolution 2019-2020 basketball, the Chinese New Year edition. It just came in the mail today, and I ordered it for this giveaway because I had confidence that we would hit it. So guys, don't let me down. Let's hit this 500 subscribers so I can send this box out to somebody. So with that said, guys, just sit back and chill, and I'll be right back to talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Flippin' Steve. And like I said in the intro, what I want to talk about is being on a budget and still being able to find ways to invest in the flipping market or just investing in general. And what I mean is I'm not going to necessarily show you guys players to invest in, but specific brands of cards to invest in. For people who don't have high dollar to be forking out for Prism or Optic or even, in baseball, Topps Flagship or some of the Bowman autographs and things like that. So that's what I'm going to get into. But first, guys, we're working towards 500 subscribers. We're right around 450, I believe, which is just... it's taking me back. It's like super awesome. Don't even really know what to say about it other than thank you guys. It's getting tougher and tougher to put out content every day. I've been busting my butt at work. I'm tired, but I still do it because you guys come back to watch it. And so it makes me want to do it. I want to do it. I love doing it and it's fun. And, it gets harder and harder to find things to talk about as you have so many people, putting out videos, and you guys choose to watch mine. So thank you very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, if we can hit that 500 subscriber mark by July 4th, guys, we're going to celebrate, and I'm going to give away a 2019-2020 Panini Revolution basketball box, the Chinese New Year. So yeah, I'm going to ship somebody some product out. We just got to hit that challenge mark, guys. This is on you, fellas and ladies. If I have any female subscribers, that's awesome. And also, congratulations to Panda Cards. He was the winner of my 400 subscriber giveaway, which seems like it was so long ago, guys, because we're just growing so quickly. And he has claimed his prize. It took him a couple days. I wasn't sure if he was going to do it, but he has reached out to me. He has claimed his prize. And Panda Cards, if you're listening, I didn't have the card that you requested, but I have one on the way. I went shopping. You're going to get your 2019 Series 2 Topps update, PSA 10, Fernando Tatis Jr. So yes, that's on its way to me. And as soon as I get it, I'll have it out to you. So thanks a lot for supporting. I wish everybody could have been a winner, but unfortunately, I do my best, guys. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. And like I said, I'm not going to suggest players, because at this point, suggesting players, especially in the NBA, is almost a redundant thing. Everybody's looking at who to buy for the playoffs. And at this point, to be honest with you, guys, I'm done buying for the playoffs because everybody can't be a hit. And weeks ago, I put out a video where I said I was picking up Kyle Kuzma, Pascal Siakam, and Jaylen Brown. And all those guys have really already taken off now, less than a week and a half after. They're out of my price range now. So the guys that I was investing in for the playoffs, I've had to back off of, because there comes a point when you say, hey, they're priced out and they're no longer a good value. So don't get caught up with, seeing the prices going up and up and up and still trying to get in. You want to get in early and you want to back out when they just, get up to a point to where you don't feel like your profit margins are going to be comfortable. Also, in baseball, it's tough. They just finally announced that they're going to have the season, which is awesome. You know, it's going to be a 60-game season. We don't know how that's going to affect players' cards. The market hasn't really heated up too much yet. I did notice that I was looking at the Fernando Tatis card a couple days ago when the winner was announced, and it has gone up in price maybe 10 or 15 bucks in just this couple days since baseball's been announced. So I haven't looked across the whole baseball market yet because I don't do a whole lot of baseball. I do some, and I am going to show you guys some bargain cards to buy in baseball and the NBA. Not so much in the NFL, just because the NFL is a little bit of a different monster when it comes to what cards to buy. You necessarily don't need to dip out of the higher end cards in the NFL. You can stick almost to a product as low as Select and still get value. So I'm going to go ahead and get into some baseball. And there's products out there, you know, that are the favorites. You know, the Topps Update flagships. They're usually the high dollar chase cards. You know, different variations, short prints. You got your Bowman, first Bowman autographs, which are your holy grails. But I want to show you other areas where money can be made, because there's a lot of people that just can't afford those, and they look at players that they want to buy and they're just like, man, that's a big investment for someone who's an unproven. And I'm talking about, you know, if you want to buy guys like Austin Meadows, for instance, someone like an Austin Meadows, where is a good budget on Austin Meadows? And you don't want to pay 40 to 50 bucks for his Topps Update just because, you know, he's not Ronald Acuna, he's not Juan Soto, he's not one of the more popular guys, but he's a guy you would like to invest in. And I like to steer people towards Topps Heritage and Topps Archives. And this just doesn't go for Austin Meadows. Like I said, this just goes across the board. And there's money, you know, in these markets for these low budgets. You know, for instance, I have a Ronald Acuna 2018 Topps Archives here. Now, I'm not recommending to go out and buy this card because this card has hit a spike since I bought it. However, you know, I just want to use this card as an example because you can buy, you know, players who haven't gotten popular yet or hit the market strong yet in these types of cards for really, really cheap and still make money, because these cards will increase in value. It's, you know, a lot of people are scared to buy lower end cards because they just think nobody ever will rebuy them, and that's not true. I picked this up. Actually, I picked up two of these prior to the COVID announcement canceling the season, and I picked them up for $50 each. There was a time approaching the season where this card had spiked to over $100. Then it settled back down to around $70 a card. And that's been during this whole stagnant COVID time that this card has come down to 70 bucks. Now, I'm not saying go buy Ronald Acuna Topps Archives for 70 bucks. But what I am saying is if you want to buy a lower end player that you want to invest in, and I'm just going to use Austin Meadows as an example, you can buy Austin Meadows like Topps Heritage and Topps Archives rookies for under $15 already in PSA 10 cases. You know, you can buy guys like Pete Alonso dirt cheap like that. You can buy Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This card, in a lot of times, a lot of auctions, this card goes for under 20 bucks. I think I've seen one go under $15. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in a Gem Mint 10. So if you don't want to go pay big dollars for his Topps updates and such, go grab a couple of these. You can't really go wrong, and these cards will go up. Like I said, I had bought this one for $50 and it had seen sales of $100, so it had doubled in value, and that's without the season, you know, even had playing. So if you use some of your bigger names like Acuna or like Juan Soto, which I bought this for 26 bucks, and it has seen sales between 50 and 60. So again, you're looking at it doubling in value. So you can go buy guys like Austin Meadows and guys like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you know, in between that $10 and $20 price range, and you're going to look at these cards. These guys are successful, they will double and triple in value. You know, you do have other options, and you can make money, you know, on a low budget by buying these cards. Now, are your returns going to be as big in lump sum? No, they're not. But are they going to be bigger percentage wise? You know, perhaps they are, because if I was to sell this, I would be doubling my money. I would be making 100%, 100% profit return, doubling my money. And a lot of times when you buy the higher end cards, they don't tend to double in value, as much. You may get a bigger lump sum, but your percentage return is going to be less, and your risk reward is going to be higher. You're going to have more risk. So these lower end brands are lower risk, and they still have the potential to give you good rewards. So that's really what I'm getting at when I'm talking about budget. Limiting your risk, still getting some good reward, and feeling good about making a good purchase and a good flip without being nervous to pump a lot of money into one card. For example, this was in one of my recent videos. Cody Bellinger, Topps updates can get up to the $300 mark in a Gem Mint 10, and you can buy this card all day, the Heritage, between 40 and 50 bucks. And if he comes out and wins another MVP, this will be a $100 card. It could be a $150 card. Now, yes, will his Topps update go up as well? Yes, it would. However, you're going to have to pour a lot of money into that card right now to get it. So you're looking at going into a card like this a lot cheaper and still getting a good return. And again, I'm not saying go spend 40 or 50 bucks on Cody Bellinger. Do I think that this card is a great buy? Yes, I do. However, this is not a video of me recommending players as much as I am brands. So yes, I love Topps Heritage. I love Topps Archives. I just think they're great products. They're really good looking. I love the classic looks of the cards. Pop reports are low on these. That's another good thing. And they're the kind of cards that are always going to have a market value, because if you're looking to buy a Topps update of Juan Soto, you're probably in the $150 mark. And if you're looking to buy a Topps Archives, you're more around the $40 or $50 mark. And you have a lot of kids who love their favorite baseball players and things, and want nice rookies. So there's always going to be a market for these, because not everybody out there can afford the high dollar cards. Including me. Like when I first got back into investing and flipping, this is how I started, guys. I started, and as you can see, that's why I still have some of this stuff. I still do the low end stuff. Do I do the higher end cards like the Prisms and the Luka Prisms and stuff like that? Yes, I do. However, I wouldn't be doing the Luka Prisms and stuff if it wasn't for cards like these that got me back into the market and got me some assets and some profit in my pocket to be able to start snowballing into bigger items. And I'll actually do a good example in a minute of some cards that I bought really cheap that are going to be really high turnover for me. I'll do that after I talk about the NBA. So next up, guys, I do want to talk about NBA. And we all know Prism, Optic, Select, those cards become untouchable. Would I have ever come into the market and shelled out, the going price of a Luka Prism? Would I have shelled out that high dollar? These are starting to hit $750 now. I picked this one up at around $500. I picked some up cheaper long ago. However, I still thought $500 was a good buy on this. Am I done buying this card? Absolutely. Pop reports are high. When it reaches a certain price to where I'm comfortable with my profit margin, this card will be a sell for me, not a hold. And I've stated that in a past video also. At $750, I'm almost starting to get, tempted to flip. At $900, it's gone. So with that being said, how do I accumulate money to buy Luka Prisms? Or Prisms in general. Let's just say Prisms in general, because again, this isn't a video on who to buy. In basketball, I like Revolution and I like Hoops. I believe you could never go wrong with Hoops because it's classic. It dates all the way back to the 90s, 1991 or 2, I believe. So it's been around. It stood the test of time. It's a classic card. Low pop reports. I know it can kind of look plain. It's not shiny or anything. But that's what makes it what it is. That's what makes it Hoops, and that's what makes it great, is the classic look to it. A lot of times you may have action shots. You may not, but Prism doesn't have action shots. And then you also have the Revolutions. And the Revolution is also a great looking card, as they're always nice and shiny. They come with you can get multiple parallels. And these cards hold value, guys, and they increase in value. This card, when I bought this card, was $125. It's now seeing sales of $350. So, it's about tripled in value since I bought it. So that goes to show you that, again, these lower end cards will increase in value, and you can get in on them a lot lower and hold on to them until they go up. Now, I'm not going to say go buy Luka Revolutions, but if you want to buy Trae Young, or if you want to buy, anybody young, Colin Sexton, guys that people are investing in, and you just feel like the Prisms, because the Prism Trae Youngs are expensive. Even Prism rookies from this season, guys, that aren't your top 3 rookies, the middle to back end of the draft, like Roy Hachimura and Kobe White, Tyler Hero, who people are really coming on to. Their Prisms are going to cost you $20 and up raw for like Tyler Heroes and Kobe Whites, and that's expensive to get in on a raw card of someone who you think has potential. However, you really don't know what the future is going to hold, but you can get in on their hoops cards and their revolution cards on just a fraction of the cost. And if those Prisms hit it and they go up, then yes, your revolutions and your hoops cards are going to go up as well. Because like I said, the Revolution Luka went from a $125 card to now a $350 card. So if you invest cheap in someone like Trae Young SGC, there's a lot of these on eBay right now for like $140 for 3 of them. That's less than $50 a card. If you wanted to go grab 3 hoops SGC 10s, and it's not my auction, guys, but I'm just saying that's a great deal. And I'm not pumping Trae Young, but in comparison to going and spending $200 on one Prism, and you could get, 1 hoops for like 50 already graded, or even raw, it's just a better deal. It lowers your risk. Your reward is still going to be there, especially from a percentage standpoint. So yeah, I love the hoops cards. I love the Revolution cards in basketball. I believe that Prism and Optic, they just get priced out so fast. And even Select now just gets priced out so super fast that you have to find other options when you're on a budget. And these are just some options that I think, you guys have. And I'm going to use an example. This is what I did when I first got back into flipping cards, and it was earlier this year. I noticed the market was really heating up a lot. I'd been out of the game for a little while, and I came back in, and I didn't have the assets to start pumping out money for Prisms and Optics and such. And I came in, and I didn't want to come in at high risk because I was coming back fairly new, and I just wanted to be like, hey, I want to get my toes wet. I want to come in. I want to buy a couple nice cards of a couple good players, and I want to see what happens. And if I can turn that into something bigger, then great. If I can't, then I'm out a little bit of money, but not out as much as if I would have came in just hardcore. And I came in, and this is in February, mid to late February, and I started buying some low end Giannis cards. I picked up a Fleer, and this is as basic as it gets, but I picked up a Fleer Gem Mint 10 for $90, and it's now selling for $300. So again, another example of how these lower end cards can really triple in value for you. I bought a couple of these SP Authentics. I actually bought 2 of them for $100 each. I have sold one of these just because they've hit $350, and I just felt like at $350 it was time to get a little bit of money back on them. But yeah, I bought these for $100 each, and they're hitting $350 now. So guys, again, these cards, and I'm not talking about Giannis as a player, because yes, he's great, but I'm talking about if anyone can become a superstar, all of their cards are going to become valuable, not just those Prisms, Optics, and Selects, guys. You can go, lower end and still make money. Here's a Playoff Prestige Giannis. I invested $225 in this, and it's now like a $450 card. So again, another double up. And then the final one that I bought was a Hoops. I bought this at the end of February for $285. and these are now seeing sales of $750. So I've tripled up on this card if I was to sell it right now. And if you do the math on this, guys, you're looking at around 300. There's different sales, but they average around 300. These go over 300, but we'll just say 300 just for the sake of being safe. I'll put a basement price on this of 300. This one's at 450 and this one's at 750. So if you add that up, that's $1,800 worth of Giannis in these 4 cards. And if you add up what I paid for the 4, it's 700 bucks. So you're looking at a $700 investment for the 4 cards and an $1,800 return. Now, there's going to be eBay fees, there's going to be PayPal fees and such like that, but you're still looking at $700 selling for $1,800. You're doubling your money. You're not risking as much. I could have come in hardcore and instead just bought a Prism and spent, at the time, the Prism was like $1,800. It was starting to push $2,000. I could have spent anywhere between $1,500 and $1,800 on a Prism, and the Prism now is like a $3,000 card. So you're looking at anywhere between $1,200 to $1,400 that you could make in lump sum if you were to buy a Prism then and sell now. Or you're looking at the $1,100 difference in what I made on these budget cards. So yes, the percentage is better on the budget cards, and my risk was a lot lower. I risked $700 to make $1,100 as opposed to risking $1,500 to make $1,200 or close to that ballpark. So that's all I wanted to do, was point out that there are other options out there, guys. I'm not saying go buy Giannis, go buy Luka, or even go buy Soto, because in their sports, these guys are some of the hottest guys on the market right now. But if you want to start prospecting and you want to buy some guys for the future, like Tyler Hero or Austin Meadows in baseball, those are just some guys, some names that have been tossed around. There's options. Buy the lower end stuff. Buy the Heritage. Buy the Archives. Buy the Hoops. Buy the Revolution. Because if these guys become superstars, there will be a market for these cards, and you will make money. And by buying these cards, you will limit your risk. So that's all I really have, guys. Videos kind of run kind of long, but I wanted to get this out there. With the way that the market is being pumped today, and some prices are just shooting up, and some cards are just overpriced for no reason at all, other than people just talk about them. So yeah, play it safe, get yourself some budget cards, and you will get returns, and you will win in the end if you make smart decisions. So once again, guys, thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the support. Let's get that 500, because I really do want to give this box of Revolution away. I don't want to open it on camera in front of you guys. I want somebody else to get it. I want somebody else to open it. And I want somebody else to pull a monster Chinese New Year Zion card. So, guys, thanks again and again and again. And until next time, good luck in your investing, and I will see you later.